Hello guys, today we are doing something very special. Two boats have been made, the Cardboardia and the Plasticia. They will be tested for which material is better. First we'll start off with these boards to get an idea of which competitor will win. Should win. Already the plastic one has sunken. And that test, the cardboard plate was better because it was thicker. But now we're going to see an actual test once these papers are retrieved. So the boats are.
Let me do the timer real quick.
Going in.
Wait one.
We just gotta wait for the timer to be set. So now we do it. And okay, the boats are in the water. They're not doing too bad so far.
10 seconds. Time for the first weights.
Okay. They're not doing too bad.
Time for the second weights.
Yes, my assistant here is telling me at which giving.
Time for the third weights.
Telling me at which intervals shall I place these weights here.
Time for the fourth weights.
And the boats are still not sinking. There doesn't seem to be any
Time for the fifth weights.
leaking yet.
Make sure to balance them in there or you'll tip the boats.
Okay.
Time for the sixth weights. And how much do each of these weights weigh?
1 ounce, yes. My assistant just gave me a pop quiz on how much these things weigh. This experiment is less calm than, more calm than
Time for the eighth weights. You put 2 in that boat, so why don't you put 2 in that boat? How do the boats look? Do you need to close the video?
No, we do not need to close the video.
I said up close.
No. Well,
Time for one more set of weights.
so we place 2 weights in each boat. The boats are still not down.
Time for the next set. Time for the next set.
Okay. The cardboard boat is definitely. Oh wait, I meant the Cardboardia.
Time for the next set.
This is the last set we have. Or do we have more?
We have more.
Okay, good. So tell me when we need the max weights.
Time for the next set.
Okay. The boats are still not sinking.
And when a boat is tilted on its side, that's called a list. And this one's listing because the weights are on one side. So when we add the next ones, you can adjust them, and that'll be the easiest way. Time for the next set.
Okay.
If we look closely at the cardboardia, we can see that there's some water coming in around the seams there, so the cardboard is starting to fail in that area right there.
But that doesn't mean the experiment ends.
That's correct. Time for the next set.
I think this is the final set. I did see a ton of weight.
We have more if you want, or if you want to see what happens, we can do that too.
We're just going to take a moment to see what happens.
Okay. Watch Just step back and hold the camera.
So my
Okay.
hand got in front of the camera.
And I'll bring back the weights.
Okay, my assistant is getting more weights. Let's see here. Let's give this a close up. You can see that the boat's been leaking a bit. My assistant is again holding the camera again. And the boat's definitely been leaking.
You can add more weight if you want.
Okay.
If we look closely, we can see at the bottom of the tub here, some of the caulking that helps hold the boat together, the plasticia, is starting to come off. And we might see some water intruding in it soon. Do you want to add another set, or do you want to just wait and see?
I'm going to add another set now. But the cardboardia is not looking so good, as it is kind of leaking a bit. And it's continuing to leak.
Is the cardboardia lasting longer than you initially suspected it would?
Yeah, it's lasting longer than I thought it would. But remember, there's still testing to come of this. In our first test to get an idea of who would win, when we did not real, we didn't know the plastic was did terrible, but just because of that doesn't mean that it's gonna lose.
So do you think that the shape, in addition to the materials, impacts how good a boat will operate?
Yes. Good thinking, assistant.
Do you want to add another round of weights?
Yeah, let's do that. Yeah, we're gonna crash this party. Okay, guys, we've got a good amount of weights on the boat. And you see here, as you can see here, the boat has stopped continuing to flood. But let's check on the other boat. It is not flooding. How interesting.
You can't see in the tub a little bit of the caulking that was on the exterior has come off, but it doesn't seem like that's impacted the plasticia yet.
Good thinking. Good thinking.
It's possible the cardboardia here is leaking because the blown-in foam that we used to seal that might be leaking by, or maybe the cardboard itself is leaking.
I'm thinking that the cardboard itself is leaking. This is why I thought the plastic boat would win, because the water would make holes in the cardboardia, and then cardboardia would start flooding, and then it'd be going down.
And just so your audience knows and can repeat the experiment if they want, these are 1 ounce weights, and what are they normally used for?
They are normally used for fishing.
Fishing weights, correct.
Yes, they are fishing weights.
And where did we
Bullet weights fishing.
And where did we source our cardboard from? Where did we get that material from?
Well, we got all our cardboard from all the packages.
From Amazon, correct?
From Amazon, yes.
And do you remember where we got the plastic card from?
We also bought that from Amazon.
Yeah. So for note, the plastic card is thin plastic sheets made by Gale Force 9 Hobbyist Material Company.
Okay. Thanks for telling our audience assistant. And soon the cardboardia should start flooding again.
And the caulking and insulation that we sourced, where did we get that from?
Probably also Amazon.
It was from Home Depot, right?
Yeah, right. You got that at Home Depot. Thanks for correcting me, assistant. And it looks like this will be the last bag of fishing weights we'll have. But this should be more than enough to sink one of the boats. So it's pretty. I'm thinking it's probably gonna be pretty hard to sink the Plasticia. So I'm just gonna wave them around a bit. See how they do when they're speeding. Okay. They're doing perfectly fine. But I'm worried that I'm pretty sure that the cardboardia is taking in some damage. As the cardboard is getting very wet. It looks like that was our last 2 ounces. 2 ounces for that bag.
One thing that's a little bit difficult to see on the camera is that the Plasticia is actually sitting lower in the water. The cardboardia, even though it's taken on water, is sitting a little bit higher. And it looks like if much more weight is added to the Plasticia, it will be lowered to the point where water will start coming over the bow right here. It's very difficult to see on camera, but that is actually almost at water level.
Wow. You're right.
The cardboardia is floating higher in water, so it doesn't have that problem. But it is slowly taking on water.
Which could sink it. Let's see how it does in rough conditions.
So if we were to leave it right here and stop adding weights and just let them set, eventually the cardboardia here would probably take on more water and sink, right?
Right.
And the Plasticia, do you think it would be fine?
Yeah.
What do you think will happen if we add just 2 more weights to each? Which do you think will sink first?
Plasticia. Maybe the Plasticia. It looks like the Plasticia was less magnificent than
Make sure to add 2 weights to the cardboardia for even...
than I first thought. But once we get some action in here, this video will be a lot more exciting.
Also, we can see that the Plasticia is leaning a little bit at the bow due to the placement of the weights being either in the center or forward. Watch what happens when we move. I got to be real careful here because I'm going. If I could successfully move some of the weights back, we would see that it would balance out a little better.
I know.
And stop taking on water.
Well. Well, the Plasticia is definite. But the cardboardia is. But the Plasticia is has definitely taken on some water.
Once it starts taking on water, what do you think will happen? Do you think it'll...
I think it'll sink.
Do you think the rate of water coming on will increase or stay the same?
It will increase.
Do you want to add any more weight to them, or do you want to just...
I'll add some more weight to them.
It's a little difficult to see on the camera, but we can see that the Plastikia has reached a tipping point
And it's sinking! The experiment is over and the Cardboardia wins!
The Plastikia sunk at 15 minutes.
And the Cardboardia is still on the move.
How much longer do you think the Cardboardia could last?
2 or 3 minutes.
2 or 3 minutes, okay.
Let's see how it does in rough condition because it was I won the first competition. Now let's see how it does on rough waves. On rough seas.
Do you want to try adding some more weight to the Cardboardia?
Yes. Even the Plastikia sunk, that doesn't mean we can't still test the Cardboardia. Let's see how it does speeding along. A lot of these bullet weights have sunken.
So why don't we leave the boat alone and I'll empty it later so we'll be less damaged if I help you out a little bit? Okay. Well, it looks like the Cardboardia is doing just fine. Do we want to call it a success? We want to call the experiment now?
Sure.
Okay. Say, why don't you look at the camera and thank your class for watching?
Thank you for watching.
And did your
And
experiment...
thank you for the advice.
Did your experiment have the results you thought it was going to have?
No.
Okay.
At least it's reusable. At least the Plastikia is reusable. Reusability is always nice.
All right. Thanks for watching, everybody, and we'll see you at the science fair.
Okay.